Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Rodriguez from Ideas Flores, and today's video we will be continuing on with the Vihuela and more importantly just armonía theory. Now in the last video we went over posture with how will we do it with holding the instrument both sitting or standing, and then also with the left hand making sure to put all the fingers within their own fret, and then if you have a fourth fret put it there, and then with the right hand making sure that of course it goes and plays through all the strings, nice fluid motion, and that it plays over the sound hole. Okay, you don't want anything clunky because you're just doing it too hard. Just go right over it as if you're just flying over the strings but still touching them all. Okay, and then we also went over finally one chord, which was C, which also takes that of the left hand every other string to itself. Now we don't add the pinky, we just have the first three fingers, which is your ring finger on the third fret of the A string, then your middle finger on the second fret of the D string, then skip over the G string, then go over to the B string and put your finger on the first fret, and then leave open the last string, and then that's C. Okay, now we're going to take it a little bit further and go into a little bit more with mariachi theory and understanding, well, what chords will we use and what are the big time chords that we can use and practice so that we can get all the songs faster. So I already kind of compiled a lot of information to be able to get this out to you so that it's not confusing and it's just very straightforward. And I've combined music theory with what we learned here at the college, right? With what we would do at mariachi. Okay, so all we have to do now is put it and apply it to the music. Now the way we're going to do that is take out your armonía theory, and if you have that, it's the one with all these Roman numerals that say return, the chorus, and what we're looking at more importantly is this top left hand corner of the page that shows all these Roman numerals. If you notice, there's only 3 of them that are big, and that is the 1, the 5, the 4, and then the 1. Technically that's 4 big ones, but if you actually think about it, there's only 3 of them because the 1 repeats. But the 5 and the 4, they're on their own, that are large Roman numerals. Well, what does that mean? That means that for armonía, for mariachi, we play just mainly those within every single key. So this key that we're in right now is C, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to play, once again, starting on C, which would technically be Roman numeral 1, because we're in the key of C. Now let's find the 5 of C. Now let me show you on the piano, just so you can see it really, really fast. So if we were on the piano, and I'm just using all of the white keys because we're in the key of C, natural. Let's go up to 5. So we start on 1, the C being 1, C1, then the 2 is D because we're walking up in like the alphabet. Then 3 would be E, higher in the alphabet. Then what's higher than E in the alphabet goes to F, which is the 4. And here's the one we're going to want to find, the 5. What's after F in the alphabet? G. Okay, so the 5 of C is G. That's C and G played together. Now, let me show you C and G on the instrument. Here's C, and then here's G. So there is the 1 and the 5 of the key of C. Now let's find the 4. Technically, we already found the 4 by playing it, but let me go over it again just really fast to remind you. So starting with 1, Roman numeral 1, C, minor 2, D, the little 2, then the little 3, E, but here's the big 4 that we need, F. So the 4 of C is F. And that's how it sounds together. So C and G, and then C and F. The C and F sound a little bit more dissonant, and they're hitting each other a little bit more. Okay? So let's now put all 3 of those chords together. So starting with C, G, then F, and then back to C. Now with that, you could already play some type of little song with C, F, G, C, or you could go backwards. C, right? As long as you're playing those 3 major chords, you can just switch between them and you can make some good music. Now that we already got these 3 major chords, and that's what they're called. So major, the happy chords, is the ones we play in mariachi. That's the reason why they're big capital Roman numerals versus the other ones which are small. So if it was a small, it actually sounds sad. So this is a happy, a big Roman numeral, and this is a sad. Happy, and then sad. Okay? So what the Roman numeral just means, and if you're trying to understand it, why are some uppercase and why are some lowercase, that's the reason why. The lowercase ones are the sad ones. The uppercase ones are the happy ones. And if you notice, all along this whole sheet, we're just using 1 and 5, 1 and 4, and that's really it. So mariachi plays nothing but really just happy. Now there are some sad songs, of course, that we play with. We do sad. But normally in rancheras, right? With most of those were just major chords, the big Roman numeral ones. So that's why we're going to highlight those in mariachi for this video. So going over the key of C, we have C, capital Roman numeral 1, capital Roman numeral 4, F, and then we have G, capital Roman numeral 5. Now, the big thing in mariachi is that is a little bit different from regular theory to mariachi theory, is that regular theory just has regular 5s. But in mariachi, they love to add 7th on top of that chord. So meaning that now the 5 becomes a 5-7 chord. So it's still G because it's still the 5 of C, but now you're adding a 7th to it. So this is G on the vihuela, thumb on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. That's G, normal 5. But here's the 5-7 that we need in mariachi. Now all you do is you take off your ring finger and replace it with your index finger. Now instead of the 3rd fret, it's now going to be your index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. And that is called G7. And that actually sounds more mariachi. So if I try to do a polka again, and do a regular G, it will sound a little weird. Okay, that was a regular G, and it sounds fine, right? It has all the notes we need, but the seventh note, that makes it have that extra weight to it, that extra flavor of mariachi. Boom, 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 right? And all those chords I just played right now, they were literally just the 1, 5, 7, 1, and so on. That's all I'm doing. I'm just using the 1, 4, 5, 7, then 1, and I could play a mariachi song. Literally almost half of all the mariachi songs in the world I could play now in the key of C. Okay, so now that kind of goes over just basically the patterns and the armonía patterns in the if we were in the key of C. So all the scales that we play in class, we just use those combinations of 1, 4, and 5, 7. But there is a pattern to it. So this is the pattern. It starts with the 1 chord. Then it goes to the 5, 7 chord. Then back to the 1 chord. Then to the 4 chord. Then back to the 1 chord. Then the 4 chord. And then the 5, 7 chord. And then end back on 1. So let me show you how that would be. I'm going to give a few clicks, and then I'll play the scale in the key of C. Starting with 1. C, then 5, then 1, then 4, then 1, then 4, then 5, 7, then 1, boom, boom, boom. And there we just played the C scale. Now, we don't have to do all the minor scales, because technically, if you were to play a full range scale on any instrument, you would have to do the majors and minors. But that's a cool thing about having all our fingers pressed down, because it's like we're kind of adding minors, majors, all these different areas. That allows the trumpets and the violins to be able to tune to that. So, but we do have the option just to make it more challenging. So instead of just doing the majors, all the big Roman numerals, we can walk up once again in the scale, but now go exactly with the melody instrument. So instead of just playing the big Roman numerals, we'll play literally all of them. So Roman numeral 1, 2 small Roman numeral 2, 2 small numeral 3, 2 major 4, 2 major 5, 7, 2 minor 6, then 2 diminished 7, then back to 1. Okay, so that's what we would do if we want to challenge ourselves and do all the minors too, because no matter what, you already had the 3 big ones in there. So you already had 1, 4, 5, 1. So those minor ones, all the ones in the middle, they're just little ones in between that we will learn eventually. But the bigger ones that I want you to take out is all the major ones, all the Roman numerals. Now in the next video, we will go over further key changes and now going over all the different scales in all the different keys. Thank you, everyone.